Hey you! Yeah you. I see you checking out my mount. You're probably wondering how I got it, huh? Well, the thing is, if you're not besties with both of these dragon boys right here, then I'm sorry, you just can't have it. So if you want to have a hot ride like mine, then you better convince both Wrathion and Sabellian that you are trustworthy. So spoiler alert, it involves a bit of a rep grind, so you better hustle. So here's everything you need to know about how to get the loyal Magmammoth. It all takes place in the Waking Shores on the Dragon Isles if you have the Dragonflight expansion. You'll be farming some rep at the Obsidian Citadel with both Sabellian and Wrathion. But to be able to even start these quests, you have to make sure that you've unlocked the ability to siege Dragonbane Keep. If you progress through the main story and reach Renown 5 with the Valdrakken Accord, a quest called To Dragonbane Keep should appear in your quest log. This event appears on the Waking Shores map on a 2-hour loop, and it can take several minutes with the raid group to complete. So just keep an eye out for how much time is left for you to complete it. Once you unlock this quest, you have unlocked it for all of your characters on your account as well. So as long as you're able to unlock the Dragonbane Keep event, you are now able to unlock the rep grind with Sabellian and Wrathion at the Obsidian Citadel. So with that out of the way, I will now talk about how I got the mount myself. I'm here at the Citadel and I just reached 6 out of 6 with both Sabellian and Wrathion, which is the true friend status, aka we're besties now. With that, you can go to this person over here at the very top of the Citadel where you see all these like little tents and stuff. There's this guy called Yuri's Lightfingers. He's a vendor. He sells something called Magmammoth harness. And it requires 2 items that you'll actually get to buy from the other vendors, the Sabellian and Wrathion vendors down below. One of them sells you another forged lava-proof boots, and the other sells you the sturdy obsidian glasses. So once we acquire those, we'll get back up here to get this harness and find a tamed Magmammoth and use that harness on it, so you get to actually get your mount that way. So I'll be doing that shortly, but like I said, if you're not familiar with this area in Waking Shores, you do have to do your Dragonbane questline, as I mentioned earlier. Then you'll get to pledge your loyalty to one of these dragon boys. These are some of the items that you can get. This neck piece right here, you're gonna need to reach rank 5. You can buy a 389 crit mastery necklace, which if you're pretty new, if you just got back to the game, I think it's a pretty good little starter neck. And at the end, you can see this obsidian cape that gives you 398 haste verse, and that's when you reach 6 out of 6 rank, so the true friend status with either of these guys. The Sabellian and Wrathion, the vendors pretty much have the same items for the most part, such as like the cloak and the neck, but they do each sell one of the materials you need to create the harness to tame your Magmammoth. Buy one of these nether forged lava-proof boots from Zaldris. He's the Sabellian vendor, little quartermaster here. And then the other vendor is actually right next to Wrathion, so he's like a level below us right here. So we're just gonna fly down to this area here and pick up the sturdy obsidian glasses. And now we go back up to this guy, Eurus. So now we can see that we're actually able to purchase this harness. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Alright, so where you want to go, tame your Magmammoth is over here. That's the Citadel, and you want to fly down here, and I will provide the coordinates for you, so it'll be much easier for you to find it. But what you want to do is arrive over here, and then you'll see that there's a little mammoth here. It's called a tame Magmammoth, and you're gonna have to get this neck snapper out of the way. All right, rest in peace, neck snapper. Now we can use the Magmammoth here. As soon as you mouse over it, you can see that you see a different cursor and it allows you to hop on it. Now let's see what happens when we press our harness. I put the harness on one of my keybinds. So now that it's F, I'll just use my F button. And there you go. So what you saw there was an achievement that you get, so that you know that you actually acquired the mount. So there it is, the Grand Theft Mammoth. Once you look into your collections, you're now able to search for the loyal Magmammoth and mount it. Unfortunately, it's only for the ground. You know, you can't really fly it, but at least you get to show off your really cool burning lava-looking mammoth when you're around town. If you already have all your rep grinded away with both Sabellian and Wrathion, once you're at 6 out of 6 for both of them, you're done with rep. You don't need my help. The first part of this video was just to tell you how to get the harness and where to get the mammoth, basically. But if you haven't reached required rep yet, all you gotta do is every week just hang out here. Every week you get a new quest. It's a weekly that asks you to choose your loyalty to either Sabellian or Wrathion. You're gonna see them right here, I believe. You're gonna see both of them. And then they kind of disappear, and then you get to see them again. And what I suggest is you kill a bunch of mobs everywhere. You can see there's always someone over here. There's a lot of rares that spawn. If you have rare scanner, you can see a bunch of different rares that spawn here, super rares included, and they drop you gear and these items called key fragments and key framings. So you need 3 key framings and 30 key fragments to create a key, an obsidian key. And Wrathion and Sabellian will have a quest for you. You can just create the keys and then turn them into either Sabellian or Wrathion. You get some rep every time you turn it in. I think it's like 250. And every time, good thing to keep track of is here, it says defense prepared. Each dragon has own special event that happens every time 20 keys are turned in. It doesn't have to be by you particularly. It's just by anybody that's turning in the keys. It goes into a pool of keys here, and once it reaches 20, for Sabellian, he actually spawns a dragon that you would have to go fly over there and kill it, and then you get more rep. So you do the same thing here. So you create your keys, you can farm them like endlessly, basically. You get a group together, farm them together. You know, there's always a quest, there's always a group. Just look up, just search your group finder, pre-made custom find group, and then just type in obsidian. For the most part, that's all it takes to find a group. And yeah, they'll usually you could create your own group even, you know, there's always someone signing up. And so for Wrathion, every time you turn in a key, it goes into this pool right here, the vault barrier rune. So you can see it's 16 out of 20 currently. Once it reaches 20, you have to be prepared no matter where you are. If you're interested in getting more rep with Wrathion, you just fly back up here. It's kind of like up, let's say you're over here fighting, you just go fly here, and then you just go down here, down the stairs. That's how you find it. And then you go down here, there's usually like a trail of people here that are interested, and you'll have to fight some mobs here to get them out of the way if you want. And so what happens is you're going to be following like a dragon NPC that runs down the stairs. You just help him clear the way, and what he does here is disable this barrier here. You can see that there's a spider called Shas-ith, funny name, but it's an elite that everyone can access. So as long as there are 20 keys in the Wrathion key pool. Another way to get rep with Wrathion or Sabellian is when you are around this area, some of the mobs could drop you these marks that you can turn in for extra rep. And if you come here to the Quartermaster, it'll say at the bottom, I have one mark of Sargha for you. You could turn them all in at once if you have more. And they'll give you, I'm not going to turn it in because I'm already maxed. So the mark of Sarghas is unique to Sabellian's Quartermasters. And each of these marks will give you 50 rep. So I have 3, that's 150 rep. And then once you're in the Wrathion area, the Quartermaster, when you click on him, it'll say, I have one Sargha signet for you. So these are different types. There are more Quartermasters up there. Back to where you originally come, pick up your loyalty quest where you see both the dragons up there. There are more Quartermasters here, of course. So you can turn them in here as well. What I recommend you do for like an easier path to getting as high reputation as possible, focus on one at a time. So every week, if you come back, you know, for your weekly reputation quest, just choose Wrathion every time or Sabellian every time. It really doesn't matter which one you choose. It's up to you. Either way, you'll at the end, you pretty much get the same stuff. And if you want the mount, of course, do one of each. And then find obsidian key groups to farm them. There are even raids for this, so it makes it a lot more simple. Just collect as many as you can. I suggest you also put each of these on your somewhere on your bar so you can see your progress of how many keys you can potentially make. If you have the option to have a tank spec on your class, I'm a healer, as you can see. I run keys as healer, but for stuff like this, I grind rep as a tank because you're going to be able to pull massively and you're pretty much unkillable. There, so I have enough to make one key fragment. Well, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Hopefully it helped you out, especially if you were experiencing some trouble getting the tame Magmammoth. I run keys, so if you're interested in seeing me run keys as a restored druid, stick around, subscribe. I have a lot more content coming up. All right, see ya.